Now, retired U.S. Sergeant Khabenneh Bangura came to the United States in 1989 from Sierra Leone and joined the U.S. Army in 1993. He was a reservist assigned to Fort Belvoir in the state of Virginia and joined active duty in 1995. He was stationed at Fort Hood, Texas. Sergeant Bangura also served in the multinational force and observers in Sinai, Egypt from 1997 to 1998. He joins me here in the studio to discuss U.S. Memorial Day celebrations. Sergeant Bangura, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you for having me.
To start with, what does this day mean to you?
It evokes a lot of emotions because there are a lot of people that have given the ultimate sacrifice for me to be able to be here today, for me to be able to come to the U.S. and enjoy everything that I'm enjoying today, even before I joined the military. So, and then having come and then join the military as well makes it even more special that, you know, there are a lot of people that gave up their lives for me to be able to be here.
You came to the U.S. when you were in your teens and decided you wanted to join the military right after high school. You
Yes.
know, what happened? What made you feel that that was the career that you wanted to do?
Initially, to be honest, I joined the military because I needed money for school. But once I once I enlisted, which is the correct word to use, once I enlisted, it became obvious to me that's something that I wanted to continue doing. So I kept re-enlisting and continued to serve because I just felt like, you know, there was a higher calling for me to do something else other than what I initially wanted to do, which was just to get money for college.
I don't know if it's just me, but when I came to the U.S. and I see how Americans are patriotic about, you know, this country and about the men and women who serve in the military or even the police force, you know, I just wondered, where do we compare when we look back in our native countries? If you, in the case of Sierra Leone, what do you see?
The one thing that, you know, I can always draw upon from being in the U.S. Army has always been the man next to you, or the soldier, the airman, the Marine, or the sailor that's next to you, willing to give up their lives for you so that you can be able to come home. And there's nothing like it, you know, that commitment, that selfless service, knowing that you will do anything for the next man that's standing next to you. And, you know, drawing back to the continent, I hope that that we can get something like that. I don't know, because I've never served in the army in Sierra Leone, but my hope is that that will be the case.
But obviously you visit your native country and you see how generally the population treats the men and women in uniform.
Right.
Does it really compare?
No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It's quite different. Soldiers are not feared in the U.S. If I'm in the street, nobody's afraid that I'm going to do anything to them. Whereas, you know, in Sierra Leone, literally a soldier in the street instills some type of fear, and we don't carry our firearms out of the base. It's quite normal to see, you know, soldiers carrying the firearms, you know, outside of the base in Sierra Leone. So.
Now you're retired, but you know, once in the military, it's like you're always in the military. Do you still feel that call of duty as you go about your day-to-day business?
Absolutely. You know, my everyday life is almost always driven by my experiences, you know, in the military. Being on time, that's ultimate. Having self-discipline, you know, and a host of other things. So I always draw upon that experience. When things are going tough, when everything is going crazy around me, I tend to stay calm, and I think that comes from, you know, my service.
That's what I love. I see men and women in uniform in this country always willing and ready to help.
Absolutely. I mean, even if I'm, you know...
Okay. It looks like we're out of time,
okay.
Sergeant, but I really appreciate you coming to our studios today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Sergeant Bangura is a retired sergeant here in the U.S., and he is a native of Sierra Leone.